Welcome to Trading Lounge and the SP 500 for the 19th of June and study on the weekly chart. As you know, we've got wave 3 here with an A and a B and a C wave here. For wave 4 is an expanded flat correction, and we're looking for 5 waves to move to the upside here. Let's go in and take a closer look at the daily chart here. So with the daily chart here, we're counting 5 waves up for wave 1 here. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave 1. We're looking for an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave in here for wave 2 here. And let's go in and take a closer look. There is a few issues with this B wave here, because so far the B wave, I can get 3 waves out of it, but it counts quite nicely as 5 waves, so we just need to be a little bit mindful of that. So if I just go here and just look at presenting a different way to look at wave B here, so we can count 5 waves up here. I can count 5 waves to here and then have this as an A and a B and a C up to here, but it's kind of forcing it a little bit, so I'll bear it in mind. But if we break above these highs here, then we need to be, well, on the long side for sure, but we also need to consider a few things. We need to consider, will we just get 5 waves to here for wave C at 3200 and then move down from that point? Or are we going to go up further from that? But one of the problems we've got is we do have 5 waves in this sequence here. So if we get 5 here, that means that after an ABC correction, then we get another 5 down here. Now, as I mentioned, the ABC here can also be put in here for this, and this is how I've also been viewing it as well. And in that case here now, we can look to go short below the 3100 area through here for that, and we'll be looking at that in closer detail. In fact, we should just go in now and have a look at that particular this particular count here, where this is how I've had it so far, and I haven't been happy about it, but all I've done is count the waves. So I count 1 here, 2 here, I count 5 waves up here for 3 and 4 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for wave A here, wave B here, and wave C. So, you know, it may well just be sitting there like that, and then looking at this as wave 1 here. Mind you, that counts quite nicely as 3 waves down here. Still, we've just got to kind of consider everything, and then an A and a B and a C for wave 2 here. And then we've got 5 waves down here. It looks like we're overlapping a little bit here, but we'll just work with that for the time being. So we're looking at, yesterday we talked about going short from this low. What we can do now is we can move it up to this low here. So in a nutshell, we still need the 3-1 to become the retested resistance. So that means that the market comes down, which it has done, a bounce, which it's doing, and then it needs to come down here further and then go back up and retest that. And then that becomes 1 point below that low there, becomes our trigger for our short trade. And if the market comes back down, well, then we're short at that point. So that's just another way to look at it, or taking this low here, because when the market comes down to this low, it's going to bounce back up again, isn't it? So you know, you can refine that. So that's just a bit dense, that particular situation. Also too, so that's our short trade. Okay, so that's where that stands at the moment. Our long trade, we need to look at, I want to show you a different count now, where we have a look at more of a bullish count. And this situation here would have this wave 2 already in place here. I know it's a little bit short, but what I want to do is not miss the upside. Now, I know that we can count Amazon down in 3 waves, and it's already made a new high. So no, it hasn't, but it has produced 5 waves to the upside. So if I just bring this across here for a moment, this is the top for Amazon on 20 ticks. We've got 5 waves down here, not a problem, all counted and counted for, B wave, and also 5 waves here. So we've got a 3-wave structure here, and I have been counting 5 waves to the upside through here in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And last time we spoke we were here, and we've got that little pop here to take us above wave 3 here. That may just be wave 1 here, and we can continue to move up, or we may see an ABC correction because we've finished those 5 waves here. We may see copy this, some sort of A, B and C here for this market here, but any further highs than this, then well, from this high here, but we could also use that one probably, any further highs than that, and then we'll be going up even higher from that point. So I think that's sort of interesting, the fact that this is a big stock and it had 3 waves down here compared to the other markets that had less time coming down, had 5 waves coming down through here. In fact, the Nasdaq had quite a high wave B here that can be counted for that. So we do need to look at both sides, and all we're really doing is looking at the closest largest number and looking at support or resistance on this number and moving from that point. So yesterday when we spoke, we had this high here, so now we can bring it down to this high. We can also copy that. We can also bring it down to this high here. You can bring it down to the next high as well, or you could even on a tick chart work that particular count to the upside there as such, but that's how the long trades would play out. Now, as I mentioned, we may only get to the number 2 here, the 3,200, and fail from that point. So that would be this count, not that count. I guess it was that count. I'd moved it though. So in this situation here, we would look at wave B here, wave A here, and wave C here. So we may end up just with that situation here. So we need to be mindful at this point. We know that we're going to get some type of reaction from here anyway. So when we're looking at the classic trading levels pattern, the arrival, the reaction in 3 waves, and then 5 waves to push up here and into those tops, and then we'll see some sort of ABC correction here, and then that will take us into our next journey to the next level, because that's all we're trying to do as traders. We're trying to get from one level to the next level, one price point to the next price point of the same degree. So 100 points, 200 points in this case. Same with these here, because we know that we're in the minor levels here. And we know that there's highly likely going to be corrections at those levels. So if we can get to those levels and get out and wait patiently for a setup, which we have done here, and then we'll move in on the next one, so that's what we're doing here. So we want to get from here to here and get out and then wait for the setup to move up. And we may not get that, we may pull back down from that point. So we need to be mindful of that. And in that case, we would look at this as an A and a B and a C wave here, and that would give us our 3 waves in that instance here. So any move below those 3 waves here would create a bearish pattern at that point. So we can take that one because we start to turn into a bigger structure at that time. And ABC would be bullish, but beyond that would be bearish. So we can move in from that point and come back to this point here and do the same here and get out, wait for it to become the retested resistance, and then move down to the next level. So that's what we can do. And yeah, that's our plan. So just coming back and looking at all of this. So on the hourly chart here, it is possible that we have wave 1 here with an A and a B and a C over here for wave 2. It's a bit doubtful because it makes wave 2 really short here. But when we look at Amazon, it can be a little bit more bullish. So we need to be a little bit mindful of that. And but at the same time, we can take these highs here because the market would be proving to us that it's got some strength in it at that stage, and we'll be long from those 2 points there. That will keep us safe. And on the short side, we can just do the retested resistance on the 3,100 area through here and this count may or may not be right. We'll see, but the main point is that, you know, we were looking to go wait for this one, then we move it up to this one. We could probably get another one in there, but this is what we need to wait for here for this. So we would need to see we would need to see this. This looks like a little impulse wave to the upside. So you could actually take that high out. You can actually take that high out. You can take that high out, and so on with these here, or you can use the levels. The levels are, of course, when you've got 3,100 here, now we go to sub-levels. So we've got 10 here, roughly, 10, 20, 30 here, and then we go up to 50 at that point. They're the levels. So what I normally do is, well, I'm currently long already in this off the low here, but I'll look to add, well, I've already got a few positions, but I'll look to add on top of 10, I'll look to add on top of 20, and add on top of 30, if that's, you know, that's the way I'm moving forward with this. So I'm going to leave it at that. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.